to expand access to financial services, particularly in rural and underserved communities. Nana Chairman, distinguished guests, the future of business in Ghana must be digital, it must be green, and it must be inclusive. We're entering an era where digital infrastructure is as important as roads and other infrastructure. As part of our 24-hour economy strategy, we'll create the conditions through reliable electricity supply, logistics, and public safety for businesses to operate around the clock. This will boost productivity, create jobs, and expand opportunities across the country. But in trying to transform our country, an important ingredient is the requirement of skills. And that's why we're introducing a Jobs and Skills Compact, bringing together government, industry, and academia to align education and training with the needs of the changing job market. We'll provide incentives to companies that create sustainable, decent jobs and support youth entrepreneurship to unlock the creativity of our young people. Our vision is of a Ghana where no young person needs to leave their hometown in search of opportunities, where our communities will become hubs of innovation, enterprise, and decent work. To truly enable business growth, we must go beyond economic policy. It requires a firm commitment to rule of law, political stability, and respect for contracts and property rights. It also requires a responsive, corruption-free public service that sees the private sector not just as a source of revenue, but as a partner in development. And that is why forums like these are important. They allow us to listen, to engage, and to co-create policies that work for us. Your insights and innovations are critical to the national reset that we have embarked upon. Ladies and gentlemen, Nana Chairman, in conclusion, the future of Ghana will not be determined by government alone. It will be determined by our ability to build partnerships between the state and private sectors, between finance and innovation, and between leadership and the people. The Kwawu Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all. And so on this note, it's my honor and privilege to declare the 2025 Kwawu Business Forum duly open. Thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Thank you, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama. Kwawu Business Forum is more than just...
Thank you very much. So the President just finished speaking at the Kwawu Business Forum. And, sir, we understand that part of the Business Forum is to pitch certain persons. I see Dunketia is already complaining that there is a lot of, jostling as to who will become the flag bearer, and that this is sort of setting the stage for Julius Debra.
Samson, there are a lot of conspiracy theories, but now our focus is on delivering on the mandate of John Dramani Mahama. You see,
no, but he has only one term, so you must start now. You can't run away from it.
Whoever is going to come after John Dramani Mahama will have to campaign on his record. If you don't help him to succeed, how do you campaign?
And you need to popularize a person. The NPP has popular people already ready.
And this is, if you are able to win the confidence of the people of this country that a continuous stay of NDC in office after John Dramani Mahama will inure to the general benefit of the people of this country. Doesn't matter who comes. Liman. The history of Liman and his ascension to the presidency should guide discussions.
Yeah, I hear. Okay. Yes, Frank Davis, we are back to the NPP's report and the need for constitution review. So everybody is blaming everybody except themselves. How are you resolving these issues?
Well, you just pointed out that the OK committee Thankfully, when we met at National Council on Wednesday, they submitted their report. The report is with the National Executive, and fidelity to the work that they have done, there are no disclosures. At least as at this point, nobody has said that he has seen a leaked copy of the report.
Except me.
We intend to work strictly to the dictates of the report. I want to believe that it's an exhausting and all-encompassing exercise. Most of us were given the opportunity to appear before the committee in our personal capacities, and also as head of directorates and as part of the campaign team for Bawumia election 2024. So, by and large, the composition of the committee gives us the hope and comfort that we should be able to resolve whatever has caused this colossal defeat of the party. It's quite an unfortunate sense of history, but we learn always from our past mistakes. And I always say that the MPP is much, much stronger in opposition than maybe when we are in political power. So let's see what comes out of it. And for those who are making all kinds of allegations, noises, name calling, and all that, I would urge everybody to be calm. This is Amakuba. We should keep cool heads, because success has many fathers. Failure is always an orphan. So let us be guarded in the kinds of things we say. Let us be circumspect. Let us look at the issues critically, and don't let us overburden issues. In any event, the General Secretary has issued a directive that henceforth, any leading member, communicator, office holder, whatever, founding member, leading member, senior member of the party, everybody should be dead quiet. We are going through a reformative exercise, and we should all look forward to the numerous suggestions and reforms that the generality of our party have presented to the Okwe Committee for us to see what we can do to make our party a better and a stronger one.
This non-disclosure thing, is it for now, or you're only delaying the disclosure? You don't think so? Because eventually it will come out. You have millions of members across the country, and you will have to bring these to their,
something I've always said. It's something I say most often. I'm not a clairvoyant. I just say what it is.
You're a realist.
I'm just hoping that it won't leak, and I'm hopeful that it wouldn't leak.
That's not possible.
Well, let us hope that your possibility becomes an impossibility. So I sit in a very challenged position. You know that. I mean, as chairman of the committee which has been constituted to see to amending and reforming the party based upon the report by Professor Okwe, I think I'm in a very special position to keep my mouth shut. So I would urge that we all abide the directive of the General Secretary.
There are calls that those who are, pointing, accusing fingers at President Akufo-Addo and either Justin Kodua, some say this is an attempt to sacrifice him, he's done nothing wrong, and so on. There are suggestions that those persons should be subject to discipline.
Well, of course, the party has a disciplinary committee, and we have disciplinary proceedings that affect members who go against the dictates of the Constitution. Yes, in due course, in the very shortness of time, some of them will be hauled before the disciplinary committee to answer for what they shouldn't have done. So when we get to that bridge, obviously, will be crossed. I don't think it is just a scaling process that anybody who has said anything untoward in the near past would go off the hook. Those who are still making commentary should be careful.
Is it possible to gag any member from campaigning for a candidate of their choice? You are in opposition and you are supposed to elect your flag bearer earlier than you would do when you are in power.
You see, Samson, the party has its own rules and regulations. There is a period for the lift and the opening of normal political work and normal political campaigning. If you want Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to still be the flag bearer, if it is your preferred choice that Kennedy Ajapon should be the flag bearer, if it's your wish that my venerable senior in school, Wachi Ejakun, should be the flag bearer, at least these are the three people who have shown, of course, and people are also rooting for Brian Champon. Kwabena Ajapon is also lacing his boots. But please, be circumspect. You don't need to go and sit on radio and say that I'm supporting Kennedy Ajapon before people will take you serious. I mean, there are ways and means of talking to party members. If there's not a lift on the race for the declaration or the nomination of a flag bearer, why do you jump the gun? We all know, I mean, for us as political actors, we all know where each other person belongs. Once in a while, people just move, okay, this time somebody supported Bawumia. The next time he says, okay, I've changed, I'm going to attack Kennedy Ajapon, or I'm going. It is normal political exercise. But for now, we've gone through an election. We have to determine what made us lose the election. Let us do that first. And then those, you see, I keep on saying that, you see, no matter whether you start campaigning for a potential flag bearer today, even if you start at dawn, the MPP delegates always decide on their leader. You can't change it. They always decide. The political season produces its leader. So this jumping over ourselves, it is not necessary. It is absolutely unnecessary. Let us do what is important. Let us lay the basics. Let us correct what went wrong. And then when there's a lift, we can all campaign.
So as far as the Constitution is concerned, what is it about the Constitution that was some stumbling block for which you need to tweak the Constitution?
Something you are a trained lawyer, and I can understand why you are doing that. Was examining me, and you me to tell you in a short while ago what I said.
I won't say.
I'm an experienced lawyer, so. I mean, so that's my answer.
Okay. Well, when you start your work,
I'm sorry.
When you start your work, we'll get to know what things you are dealing with.
But I'm sorry if I've disappointed you something.
It's all right. Yes, sir.
You see, Mr. Frank Davis knows that long before the MPP lost the 2024 elections.
But I was really hopeful that I could trick him with that question.
Yeah, he wouldn't say it. No, he's an experienced politician. He's a lawyer, fine lawyer. I mean, former president of the Ghana Bar Association.
Okay.
Now, so long before 2024, we knew that the MPP was going to suffer an implosion. Just by the dynamism, the organization, and the egocentrism of the people in the party, we knew that this thing will come. And the arrogance of power, and Kufuor had reminded them that the arrogance of power could trick them. And indeed, that tricked them in the elections. Now, in 1996, MPP went into the elections, not so, and they came out with about 66 members of parliament in a 200-member parliament. 66 members.
J.H. Mensah's group.
The J.H. Mensah's group. In 2024, in a 276 member parliament, they came up with 88. That's a full cycle. That's a revolution. The full cycle. You have come full cycle. You've gone back to the position you were in 1996. So there are obviously some very deep questions you must ask yourself. How can the party that used to lose elections, we know the MPP before the Fourth Republic was largely concentrated in the Ashanti region, and that they won elections by banning the CPP. That was what they did, and to be able to win. But from 1996 till 2024, when they lost the elections, the party was growing. Why suddenly the defeat should be a matter of concern to you? But we see clear patterns, and the patterns were very clear. That there was a total hijack of the party by one group of people. And that hijacking of the party resulted in people, some apathy within the party. And the party was no longer dynamic. You didn't need to show that you possess some extraordinary talent or capacity to be able to get a position. You needed just to be in the good book of somebody.
Where are you drawing this from?
I'm drawing this from the fact that when the MPP was in power, there was a private person in this country whose office was as important as the office of the president.
These are conjectures.
They are not conjectures. And,
we didn't have that scenario in your time.
Oh,
we didn't have that scenario.
Then this is not facing this implosion.
Inusa, we didn't have this.
I thought that you, as chairman of the Constitution Review Committee of the party, you want to listen, so that will inform how you go about.
But I'm not going to listen to things
from the NDC.
From the NDC. No.
Well. So if you are going to go along that tangent, because your party is clearly facing existential threats. There are those who think
these are strong words.
That Nana, yes. There are those who think within your party that Nana Akufo-Addo is largely responsible for the defeat of your party. Nana Akufo-Addo's group too think that the party cannot revive itself if it doesn't ride on his legacy. So you have these two groups to contend with. Those within your party who are calling out Nana Akufo-Addo for their loss. And that until, it's just like admission, confession and avoidance. That, well, admit that you did certain things wrong, and then we can rebuild our party. Whether he will take that bite, I don't know.
But if this is the posture of the NDC in analyzing the NPP's defeats, don't you think you'll be shooting yourself in the foot, because there were significant issues, including global circumstances that led the economy to a point where generally you would expect the populace not to be angry with the NPP the way they were.
Well, I have looked at a report,
and that is not a.
I have looked at the report that is yet to come out. Global issues played a very limited role.
COVID played a limited
role.
Really?
In COVID,
very soon.
I say that.
Just recently, one of your ministers, Tala Mohammed, he has gone to admit. Just recently.
At an international forum.
When you sit in opposition,
the effects
you say
of
something.
COVID and Russia.
Your man, he's gone there to say that they are sorry.
Me, what I know is that COVID brought.
I'm saying your minister.
What I know is that COVID brought more money to this country.
Your minister.
It's okay. Let him continue.
Your minister.
Yeah, go on.
COVID brought more money into this country than monies that came into this country in regular times. And Alejandro, what was his name? The Director General of the World Health Organization had warned us when COVID was about to start that countries should not exploit COVID to impoverish the people of their countries. They warn us. Now, we also know, have you read the Auditor General report? We discussed it here. It was a report on how not to use public funds. What did they do? So, if you talk about COVID, yes, there were external shocks. And then the relativities. Abba, Samson, MPP asked us in 2020, and was it in 2020? 2000. The Ivory Coast was just here next door. Why is it that the economy was better than us? And we're talking about global shocks. That question was submitted to them, they couldn't answer.
Different set of patterns.
A different set of parties. So what we are saying
Different
is
set of patterns.
patterns. Yeah.
Well, the people have not seen the performance of the NDC yet. So it's actually
They
not
have seen the
guaranteed.
performance.
The NDC?
Yes.
John Mahama now.
They now even have confidence that this next NDC government under John Mahama will even perform better than the NDC government between 2013 and 2016.
Oh, like seriously?
Oh, but you've not seen the global survey?
You like seriously?
Because the 60% of the people of this Ghana have confidence in John Dramani.
We are wait.
So I'm saying that
We are wait.
you have to deal
It's early days yet.
with, and the technocrats, there are the technocrats in the party who are saying that, look, everything that is happening today is because the MPP departed from its core principles and values. Atakane Yanko, Wacha Ajaku Yanko. You have to deal with them too.
Well,
That you must-
you don't have the likes of them in your
Frank,
party.
Frank, I'll plead with you. I'll plead with you. Let him.
You know
let
what?
him-
I want to punch him.
No, please. Because as I can see, your sheet is full of writings. So please continue taking notes. Yeah.
You see, you have to deal with them. And then there are those who thought, and rightly so, even though Bawumia has now, the lawyer say, has his feet firmly on the ground, terra firma. But in 2019 or thereabouts, when you were electing him, he was simply riding on the shoulders of Nana Akufo-Addo. Simply. And that's why, even though you say your report has not been looked, we have seen page 65 of the report.
Oh, this is not any page 65.
There's no page 65 in your report.
Nobody has.
Someone has removed it from the report.
Please.
What that says that
We understand that is misinformation and disinformation.
Don't take this.
So until we have seen the document, let's not rely on those social media commentary.
Well, we won't rely on them. But we are old enough to know that when Kosibuchi's report was launched, we were here. That time we were operating downstairs. You remember? That MPP was quoting copiously from the report.
No, but
we are here. We are
But
here.
people said it was in the report.
We are here. But
said it wasn't-
and that's what you're saying.
Okay,
It's not a
okay,
report.
Frank, I beg you, don't interject again. Even if I could get if I could get the camera to zoom in on Frank's piece of paper, he's written on it like it's serious. Yeah,
And see, so it's true. I also know, as a matter of fact, in one of the discussions on Joy FM here, also had said that there was nobody, even before Nana Akufo-Addo put in the bid to become the flag bearer the last time, that there was nobody who could beat Nana Akufo-Addo. And that was true because of his grip on the party. Now, Nana Akufo-Addo is gone. He's not going to be president again. How do you loosen the grip of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo on the party? Frank's team will have to come out with a constitutional design that insulates the delegates and extricate them from the grip of Nana Akufo-Addo. If not, the party will, there will be, there's now a fight for the soul and heart of the party. And the fight is going to grow intense. So there is a lot of work for them to do. You see, I'm speaking this way because I'm a multi-party Democrat. It's when we see that there's a party that's lurking in the wings, capable of taking over the reins of government, that we are minded not to treat the people with contempt. MPP failed disastrously because they underestimated the resolve of the NDC to come back to power. And they continuously deluded themselves into thinking that John Dramani Mahama could not win elections. If you are in a multi-party democracy and you underestimate the resolve of your opponent, you are doomed. And so, for me, I'm speaking this way because I want a vibrant MPP to keep the NDC in check and also to enable us deliver on our mandate.
Okay. Yes, Glorified Bodu. So, I mean, as a stakeholder in the NPP yourself, do you think that the best way is to share the report from you, the members? I don't know where you belong to, as in where you belong to in the party, even though you are not in the leadership, as a former candidate and so on, you should have a stake.
No, a disappointed candidate.
Do you think, do you agree to shelving, as it were, shelving the report from you, the member, so to speak, and resolving the difficulties by the leadership? How is that done?
Well, I would say that, the report aside, there's been talks for constitutional amendments and constitutional review. So that is even enough, on the plate of everybody, how to get substantive review for, of the constitution so that the party can be all inclusive when it comes to electing candidates. That is enough discussion for now. So I believe that, we have to look at that constitutional review, which my senior Frank is the chair, okay, and then that can keep us going for a while, and then maybe there's a need to look at other aspects of the report, because I'm sure there's something about constitutional review in the report, but if there's a need to look at other aspects, as and when it comes up, we'll look at it, so that's all I have to say.
From where you sit as a lawyer and as a stakeholder in this party, which part of the constitution do you think impedes your progress after the loss, for which it has to be tweaked?
Frank said something about delegates electing leaders. Okay. As of now, not all party members are delegates. So not all paid up card-bearing party members are delegates. So some of us are hoping that with time, paid up card-bearing party members will all have the opportunity to choose their leaders so that some do not feel left out. And then it will even be easier when at the end of the day, the leaders are presented to the general electorate to be voted for if they felt they were part in choosing the, the leaders.
The last time that was an issue, it was suggested that if it was opened in the manner you are suggesting now, Kennedy Japan may have won the election.
Well,
the flag bearership.
Okay, the flag bearership, I think we had about, the Constitution allows 5 persons.
After the first round.
Five are able to contest. So it's still the position. I don't think it will change. The 5 candidates that's the maximum or the limits as to how many people can contest. So with that, I guess we can look forward to card-bearing, paid-up card-bearing party members being part of the process, and that will augur well for electoral, strength and victory if everybody, they feel they are included.
Are you interested in getting to know the report, Michael Kwei's report?
I'm very interested about the constitutional review because I saw that I was on the ground. I tried to.
The report is what tells you why you lost.
The constitution.
And what you should do to win.
I'm very interested about the constitutional review, which in my opinion constituted a high percentage of why we lost. The fact that the electorate did not feel they were part of the what do you call it? Those who they were part of those who the electoral body that elected the leaders.
You have always won without that, and even with smaller electoral college.
No, we haven't. You know,
Before came to power, Akufo-Addo came to power. That's what I mean.
It's a very interesting, what do you call it, dimension. In 92 to 2000, we had the NDC. Then in 2001 January to 2009 January, we had the MPP. Then in 2017 January to 2005 January, we had the MPP, and now we have the NDC. It's vacillating, okay, 8 years between different parties, and that is part of our democracy. What would be interesting is if we are to have more than opportunities for the lesser parties to become, represented in parliament, in addition to the two major parties. For example, in the UK, we have the Labour Party, Cooperative Party, which has the majority in parliament. Then the Conservative has a coalition. They have coalitions with the Unionist parties, which are also in government. Then the Liberal Democrats, the Scottish National Party. I think if we are to, the new constitutional review is to look at all these opportunities where we can have other parties represented in parliament. That will also be something that will help us and our democracy in the long term. Because I don't think that the two parties reflect all the political positions, beliefs, and what do you call it, aspirations.
Awusa baby a wo hwe me bia wo haw ne amane kodan na bia da eda wo so bia no bo modern say oni me bedi nkomo ye de samna nwanwaso bi aba e frɛ ne sɛ eye sika kokko na gold samna wo haw bia da eda wo so bia wo hia sa samna we sɛ bi afi wo ye bema wo hwe me wo bema sam wo fo wo bema ye ketwa brabeji bula matali edro bi na wo bema enye kɛse watimi abo adwuma nso akyɛ ɛwɔ empem ye de akwankyere bi aba abusua no ye hwehwɛ wo hyebirem a ye frɛ ne sɛ mpanifo akwankyere ana sɛ wo betimi afrɛ back to sender onipa bi ha onipa bi tata wato bet ewo ho se wo se ne tibi obeku bo modern so be fa numbers na egu screen ase na woni mi akasa me hwehwe wo hyebere mu hwie a me bo modern se me kyerɛ wo ne wo bɛyɛ